It seems Arturia wasn't happy enough by releasing a brand new effect, so they decided to release a great update for the Minifreak and a brand new instrument which is free. So let's check them out. Minifreak's firmware is now on 3.0, which includes the new granular and sample engines. Of course, these were also added for the Minifreak V, in case you don't have the hardware. Now, to make things easier to visualize, I will be using mostly the software version of this synth. But in reality, what you're going to be listening to is the hardware. It makes no difference whatsoever, but on the software you can see everything better. Now, as you can see, we have 8 brand new engines. One is a sampler, and the other 7 are different types of granular engines. Now, all the sounds of these different engines can be achieved with any granular effect, but I suspect they decided to make it like this because for the limited controls that you have on an engine, it's better to separate the different types. I mean, for instance, we have the frozen, and I'm sure that many granular effects have a freeze kind of button or whatever. But as we have only 3 controls per oscillator, it's listed as another engine, so we can have different types of granular movement. I love making videos, but sometimes things get hard. So for me, the best motivation is when you leave a like and comment something down below. I love to interact with my viewers. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, consider doing so. Now, of course, the sample is a sampler. I don't think that you're able to put your own samples. If you can, please let me know in the comments and tell me what I'm missing. But still, the variety of samples that Arturia added is very wide. I mean, for instance, we have different instruments like the piano or the kalimba, even some basses and synthesizers, but we also have percussions, sequences, sound effects, and even vocal kind of sounds. So the basic controls include the starting point for the sampler and for every other granular engine. Now, this is a review rather than a tutorial, so instead of explaining what each of the engines do, it's better if I show you some sounds and I will leave a small text explaining what's happening. Now, if you like the sounds that I'm showing you today, consider that my channel members and my patrons get instant access to them. I just gave them 10 granular presets for the Minifreak. It's only $5, so consider joining whichever platform you like the best. Of course, it gets even better when you combine these with different filter types or with the second oscillator and even with many different of the effects. For instance, one of the things that I like to experiment with is to use the second oscillator on the engine that lets you use the first oscillator as an FM source. So now we have FM, but with different kinds of samples and grainy kind of stuff. It can get very noisy and weird, but it's always fun to play with. Of course, you can also use granular engines to make things more beautiful or more useful. So with this update, Arturia shows that the Minifreak is a very powerful synth, and the hardware is one of the best entry-level synthesizers out there. I mean, for the price you get a lot of different engines with many effects, and it's just so fun to use. But as I said at the beginning, Arturia also released a new instrument, and it's free. This is Augmented mallets. Similar to when they released augmented strings, you cannot edit these sounds, but you have enough controls to have a lot of fun with them. Personally, for me, the Augmented series is a very interesting collection. Now, I don't love each one of them. There are some that I never use, for instance, the piano or the strings. But there are others, especially the weirder ones, that are very good. I mean, the Augmented Yangtze is one of my favorites. You get samples for instruments that you may never play with in real life, and you can combine them with different synth engines. Now, the augmented mallets sound excellent. Orchestral type of music, I personally love the tuned percussions, so I'm looking forward for when they release the full version. For now, this version is free, so go ahead and have a lot of fun with it. Thank you so much for watching, I will see you next time, and bye bye.